Hi, ladies and gentlemen, fellow traders. Welcome to another episode of Weekly Forex Outlook with Chart Engineering Pro. We really appreciate you for taking the time to watch this video, and we do not take it for granted at all. If you haven't yet subscribed or you are new to this channel, kindly hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out on any content we post here. And if you also find value with what we share here, be sure to like, drop a comment, share your views, and share this video to your fellow traders or anyone who would find this information useful. We'll also drop a link to the Telegram channel where we'll be sharing updates of these setups as the week unfolds. And this video was supposed to be posted over the weekend, but there was an emergency that needed to be attended to, so we apologize for that. And currently this is Tuesday Asian session, and this is being recorded on Tuesday Asian session. So without wasting much time, let's have a quick recap of last week's setups discussed in our previous videos before we dive into this week's analysis. So stay tuned. So last week was a very messy week. So I think it was it came with a losing streak. So we took this position on AUDUSD and we took a loss on this position. It hit the stop loss at I think just this dawn also. So we took a loss on AUDUSD. We also had this setup on GBPAUD where we were expecting price to sell from this position. After giving us the structural shift over here, we got a confirmation candle of this 4-hour engulfing candle, bearish engulfing candle. So we took our position on this 4-hour bearish engulfing candle, but as price kept moving, it kept giving us an opposing price action. So before CPI last week, we decided to close this trade around this area to avoid further losses, and unfortunately for us, price actually sold after. If that means if we had held this trade to the SL, which we were not generous of, if we were a bit generous of this SL and we had taken it a bit up out of the area of interest, we should have been in this trade by now. And so we closed this trade prematurely along the way, or even if we had held and maintained this same SL, price would have also hit the SL before moving into our preferred direction. So this week we're looking forward to selling opportunities to the various TPs we have below here. So this sell is now confirmed. We had this position too on NZDUSD. So last week we were expecting price to pull back to this area of interest to give us a buying confirmation. So price pulled back to this area, to the area of interest, and give us a strong bullish engulfing candle, and then so we couldn't catch it on this position because the SL wouldn't have been appropriate, or we might have not gotten a better risk to reward if we had taken this exactly on the bullish engulfing candle. So we're waiting for a possible pullback back into the area of interest, or a possible higher low formation to give us an entry to the upside. So price pulled back into the area of interest, and I'll say this position was more of was actually taking impulsive. Let me say it was an impulsive entry, because we looking at the reaction we had from here. We looked at I think just before markets opened, the New York session opened for the indices in New York. We anticipated that price was going to move just as it moved here the previous day, but then it turned out to be the opposite. Price tanked and then it hit our SL, came back into a little bit of profit, and it was just a loss. So we have to take it like that. We have to take the loss. So this was also a loss on NASDAQ, and we also took another loss on GBPAUD. We took our very first entry, I think around here, and then price moved into profits for a while, came back to the area of interest, and gave us, I think, a confirmation around on a 50 minutes time frame or so. We got an head and shoulder formation right here, and we took our entries, I think, somewhere here, and then price moved into profit and eventually hit our SL. So we took a loss also on GBPAUD. and we also have our USDJPY position, which we have been holding for a while. So we are still holding on to this position to see how it goes. Let's see what we have for the economic calendar for the week. So as today is Tuesday, and I think in an hour time we're going to have GBP claimant counts change, and then we're also going to have the Bank of England's governor speak this morning also, and we're also going to have a GBP CPI tomorrow, Wednesday, and we also have the World Economic Forum annual meeting also being held, and so we're going to have that the day 3 on Wednesday, and then President Trump is also going to speak later on Wednesday, and on Thursday we're going to have an AUD employment change in unemployment rate, and then later in the day we're also going to have the final GDP for USD and core PCE price index, and then later, just before market closes, we're going to have the CPI for NZD on Thursday. On Friday, we're also going to have the BOJ Bank of Japan's policy rate or monetary policy statement, and then we're going to have the GBP retail sales and then Euro flash manufacturing PMIs for the various currencies, as in, I think Euro, GBP, and USD later on Friday. So let's see what we have for this week. We have here DXY, and DXY was a bit trickish in the previous weeks, and then currently price has made its way into an area of interest where you can see a strong reaction coming from this area of interest. We still have the monthly time frame bearish and the weekly time frame bullish, but the daily time frame is shifting bearish. So should we get a daily structural shift here, we'll be looking out for sales for DXY. So should we get a daily candle close below this daily structure point, we wait for a possible lower high or a possible right shoulder and look for selling opportunities to the downside. So we are currently bearish. We are looking at the bearish side of things for DXY. Should price break above this zone and come for retest, then we are going to continue to the upside. Until then, we are looking at the bearish side for DXY for the coming week. We have here EURUSD. So EURUSD is also reacting from an area of interest. So we are also looking out for a daily candle closure above this daily structure point, and we look forward to a possible pullback or a higher low formation, and we look for buying opportunities to the upside for the coming week. So we are more bullish on EURUSD than bearish for the coming week. Should price break below this structure point to the downside, then we know we are bearish or extremely bearish for the coming week. And if this develops, it's also going to give us a possible harmonic pattern, which we have this as our X. It's a Gatling pattern. So this will be our B. This will be our C leg. So we are waiting for the D leg to complete the harmonic pattern formation. So we are going to be bullish on EURUSD for this week. We also have here GBPUSD, and for GBPUSD, it has also reacted from an area of interest, and it has given us a daily structure. I mean, it hasn't broken yet, so this is a minor daily structure and this is a major daily structure. So we're also going to wait for a possible closure above these zones, count for possible retest or a possible higher low formation for buying opportunities to the upside. So we're also bullish on GBPUSD for the coming week. We have here USDCAD, and USDCAD is bearish on the monthly perspective, it's shifting bearish on a daily perspective, and then I think it's bullish on a weekly perspective. But as we can see, price is currently reacting from an area of interest, and it has given us a nice rejection candle, which I think if we drop down to lower time frame, we realize that it's a possible double top that has formed. So as we can see, price has given us a nice double top formation. So going into So we're going to wait for the candle to close, today's candle to close, or should price even pull back to this area. Should price pull back to retest the neckline of the double top, we'll look for selling opportunities to the downside, for which this is going to be our very first TP, and our second TP is going to be below. And so if we are able to get a retest, we can just take our position, we sell from there, from here, put our SL above the area of interest, and then we target this as our first target, or we have this as our second target below right here. So we're going to wait for a possible retest of the neckline of the double top formation, and then we take our sales from there. So let's be on the lookout for this position on USDCAD. And if this plays out, it's going to give us a possible harmonic pattern, which is a butterfly pattern, and this is the pattern we are going to be looking out for. This is the X, this is the A, this is the B leg, possible C leg, and then this is our anticipated D leg that we're looking out for. And if this double top gets violated, or should we get a head and shoulder formation around this zone, if this evolves to become a head and shoulder formation, we'll still be interested in looking for the sales to the downside. Or should price still pull back a bit higher to this second zone above, we'll still be interested in taking the sales to the downside. So let's be on the lookout for this selling opportunity on USDCAD in relation to the DXY's weakness. So we have a continuation, a possible continuation for USDJPY. As we can see, currently JPY is weak, the JPY index is weak, and USD is likely to weaken. So we might not see a very strong momentum here. Price might be consolidating a bit before we get to our anticipated targets above. And as we can see, price has pulled back into an area of interest and is currently reacting from the area of interest. So if we drop down to the 4-hour time frame, we are waiting for this 4-hour structural shift. We want to see a 4-hour candle break above. See a 4-hour candle break above the structure points, give us a possible higher low, or should price give us a double bottom formation, we will look for buying opportunities to the TP we had, or with the TP we had set earlier. So we are looking for a possible buy opportunity on on USDJPY, which somehow does not conform to the weakness we are anticipating on DXY. So let's be on the lookout for this position on USDJPY. Should price break below this zone, come for retest, then we will now consider USDJPY bearish. Until then, we are extremely bullish for now. We also have here USDCHF. There's this harmonic pattern that is yet to complete, which is a deep crab pattern, and price is yet to reach the potential reversal zone. And as we can see, currently price is reacting nicely from an area of interest, and it is giving us a possible daily structure shift, or daily structure is shifting bearish. So it should price close today or break below this daily structure point, we'll wait for a possible lower high formation and we'll look for the selling opportunities to the downside, or a possible right shoulder formation, and we'll look for selling opportunities to the downside to complete this deep cap pattern. So we're going to look out for selling opportunities on USDCHF if we get the daily candle breaking below this daily structure point. And should price break above and come for retest, then we know we are still going to continue with that bullish move that we're looking out for. Until then, this is our bias for the coming week. We are looking for a weakness, or we are looking for to see USDCHF sell this week. So this is AUDUSD. So going forward, you'll be looking for buying opportunities for AUDUSD. And as price is moving, should price pull back to this area of interest and give us buying opportunities, we'll take the buys from here to this very TP above, this first TP, and a potential second TP right here. So we are extremely bullish on AUDUSD this week. So let's look out for those buying opportunities this week. We have here NZDUSD. So currently NZDUSD is forming a potential harmonic pattern, which is a potential bat or alt bat pattern. and this is our X, this is our X, this is our A, this is our B, this is our C leg, and price is looking for it to continue the momentum to the upside. So going into, this week, we're looking out for buying opportunities from here. Should price pull back into this zone, we'll look for buying opportunities and take it upside to the very first potential reversal zone, which is the bat pattern, or should price give us a very strong momentum after hitting this potential reversal zone for it to target the second target above, which is the odd bat pattern potential reversal zone. Or should price also pull back a bit deeper into the zone below, we're still going to look for buying opportunities to the upside. So we are extremely bullish on NZDUSD for this week. We also have here GBPAUD. So this was a trade that took us out, or the trade we exited last week, and as we can see, price is giving us a nice momentum downside, so we should be looking out for more selling opportunities this week. So if we are fortunate to see price pull back, which is very unlikely, if price should make its way back to this area of interest, we will still be interested in looking for the sales to this target below. Currently, price broke below the zone and came for a very quick retest, and it is already selling. So if you're able to find any selling opportunity, if you're able to get any selling opportunity as the price moves, you can take that position and then target any of these TPs below. So we are also very extremely bearish on GBPAUD this week. We also have here EURAUD. So for EURAUD is also bearish, and we have this nice rejection candle from this area of interest. If we drop down to the 4-hour time frame, okay, price has already shifted bearish. So should we get a possible lower high formation, should price go back into this area of interest and give us a selling opportunity around here, we'll be interested in taking the sell to the downside to this TP we have below. So we are just waiting for that retest or that possible entry, and then we wait for confirmations around that zone and take the sell to the downside. So we're also very bearish on EURAUD this week. We have here EURNZD. We have been anticipating this head and shoulder formation for a very long time, and price has currently committed itself. And then, so going in, this week we'll be waiting for a possible pullback to the neckline of the head and shoulder and look for selling opportunities to the downside. So this head and shoulder is now very confirmed. It's very clean now, and so this is the head. This is the left shoulder. This is the head. This is the right shoulder, and we are looking for it to see price continue selling to the downside. So we are very bearish on EURNZD this week. We also have here AUDNZD. AUDNZD is bullish, and now currently price is pulling back to the area of interest to look for buying opportunities to the upside. Should price pull back to this very first zone and give us buying confirmations, we look forward to buy to these various TPs we have above. Should it pull back a bit deeper to the second zone below, we'll still be interested in the buys to the upside. Should price break below these structures and then comes for retest, then we know that AUDNZD has shifted bearish. Until then, we are still very bullish on the long term for AUDNZD. We have here Brent crude oil. So Brent crude oil is still bearish on the monthly and the weekly perspective, but on the daily perspective, price has shifted. I think the daily and the 4-hour price has shifted bullish. So going into, this week, we'll be looking for it to pull back into this very first zone and look for buying opportunities to this TP we have here as our TP1. Should price pull back a bit deeper to the second zone here and give us buying opportunities, we'll still be interested in taking the buys to the upside. So these are our various TPs we have for Brent crude oil for the coming week. Should price break below these structures, and it comes for a retest, then we know that Brent crude oil has shifted bearish. So we are currently very bullish on Brent crude oil. We have here the Russell 2000 or US 2000. So currently price is extremely bullish, but then we are waiting to see a possible pullback to this area of interest and look for buying opportunities to the upside to the various TPs we have here. Should price pull back to the second zone we have below, we'll still be interested in taking the buys to the upside. So as a day trader, you can be looking for selling opportunities to this very area of interest if you're able to find one. And should price break below this structure point, should price break below these daily structures, we'll come for a retest and then we'll go to the downside. So until then, we are extremely bullish, but then as a day trader, if you're a day trader, you can be looking for selling opportunities as price approaches this area of interest for the buying opportunities. We have here German 30, and German 30 is also extremely bullish on a weekly and a monthly perspective. So currently we are waiting for a possible pullback into these two areas of interest, and we're going to look for buying opportunities to these various TPs we have above. Should price clear this structure point or this area of interest and break below, then we'll be interested in looking for some sell to the downside. Until then, we'll be looking forward to the buys on German 30. And since price is still yet to get to the area of interest, if you are fortunate to get any selling opportunity as a day trader, you can be looking out for those selling opportunities before price hits this area of interest for the buys. So the last we have here is France 40. So France 40 is also extremely bullish. I think on the weekly and on the monthly perspective. Currently we are anticipating a possible pullback to this very area of interest we have here to look for buying opportunities to the upside. Or should price pull back to the second zone below, we'll still be interested in taking the buys to the upside. So for now, price will have to pull back here. So as a day trader, if you get any opportunity to sell to any of